Adam22, the owner of No Jumper, just came out saying that No Jumper is done for. He just made this announcement saying that the whole company going broke. And over the past few years, we done seen Adam and No Jumper in and out of controversy. And even though at the time we ain't know how bad things were, we do now.
So there's something that I've been hiding from you guys. No Jumper is going broke. I know that might sound crazy. Between both of our YouTube channels last month, we got over 25 million views. We're doing well on Facebook and Snapchat. We employ quite a few of the hottest content creators on the West Coast, and we pump out an insane amount of content on a weekly basis.
See, No Jumper gotta be one of the most legendary modern day hip hop platforms. If you think about that early SoundCloud wave when X and Uzi and Ski Mask and all of them was coming up, we would have No Jumper at the face of all of that. No Jumper was there interviewing these rappers coming up. No Jumper was there bringing us news about these people. So as the years have gone on, we done seen this brand, this company really grow a lot, grow into something that you can't escape from. If you're a fan of hip hop, you know about No Jumper. You follow No Jumper on Instagram. You done watch something from No Jumper if you got any type of association with hip hop. So to see them going broke is kind of interesting. It's kind of something we didn't expect to happen. But I say that, but I can also understand why it happened. See, No Jumper came up, like I said, it was this interview platform. They would interview these rappers, then it turned into this news platform, then it would turn into the whole podcasting scene that came up during the 2020s. But Adam messed up. Adam seen all of the success that was coming from everybody being in the house during Rona time. I mean, what else people had to do? Everybody was on their phone, everybody was on the game, everybody was on the internet. So Adam seen these numbers increasing. He like, okay, I'm making triple, double, quadruple the amount that I normally make because everybody's in the house. So he would expand his business with these heightened numbers in mind. He would start expanding No Jumper. Oh, let's hire this person. Let's give this person a show. Let's do this. Let's do that. And he would start doing a little too much because the numbers were inflated. They were inflated because everybody was in the house. Them heightened numbers weren't the numbers he was going to see for the rest of the time. That was just for them. So him starting up all of these different shows and giving all of these different people platforms, it would start to bite him in the ass because he can't afford to pay all of that because the numbers ain't how they used to be. That ain't me saying No Jumper was doing ass, because Adam himself said, yeah, No Jumper is doing really good. We getting 20 million views a month. We making money, but not enough money for all of these avenues that I open up.
How could we be going broke? Well, let's start here. We expanded too much during at just about the exact moment that our revenue streams all took a hit. We hired a whole bunch of editors and other employees, and we bought a huge office building that cost us almost $4 million, thinking that the growth that we were experiencing during the was going to continue. And unfortunately, that did not happen. Our YouTube numbers, which had doubled or even tripled, gradually returned to normal. Our Snapchat and Facebook numbers, which had exploded during COVID, sometimes even hitting 6 figures a month, shrank by about 80% or more. Our Patreon, which was absolutely killing it for a year or two when we were doing uncensored, aka nude interviews with up-and-coming superstars like Kazumi and Sky Bree, fell off quite a bit with the launch of Plug Talk and a decreased interest in seeing us interview. In addition to that, you might recall that the channel took quite a hit when approximately 8 of our hosts left the platform in March of 2023. Although we've definitely largely recovered and managed to build up a very healthy roster of talent since then, that certainly took a toll on our business for a while as well. All that stuff hurt the business, but we were still solidly profitable.
And lately, over the past few months, last month really, we would see No Jumper go from going bankrupt to literally getting put in a RICO, a federal indictment. Like I said, a few weeks ago, No Jumper RICO pop up. Not necessarily on No Jumper, but a lot of people who tied in with the company, with the brand, because Adam22 will hire a lot of street niggas to come on his platform and do interviews and talk to people and make content. So him being so tied to the streets and these people actually being from the streets, it kind of makes sense that they would get tied up in a RICO or get tied up with some street problems. We would have Brick Baby, one of the biggest hosts on the platform who had been on for years, get locked up during this indictment. Big U got locked up during this indictment. These were people close with the company, and people were looking at Adam And No Jumper kind of crazy because what if the feds tried to tie them into this RICO? KB Goes Live, he made a really good video a couple weeks ago when the situation first went down, basically speaking on how Adam22 could be tied into that indictment. You should watch that sometime. But with all of these people around Adam getting locked up, eyes would get put on Adam. People start looking at Adam like, is he on rat timing? Because all of these people who's involved with your platform, who came on here and said this or said that or worked with you, end up getting arrested. And this is a point that gets brought up a lot. A lot of people like to compare Adam22 to DJ Vlad because you know how these two niggas get. You get on their interview, they want to start asking you about cases you got going on. They want to start asking you street questions like 12 not always watching. And hip hop in this strange relationship with No Jumper is such a big topic. Complex wrote something on this topic. Adam22 has defended No Jumper after two of the show's frequent guests were caught up in a sweeping RICO indictment that mentioned the podcast. In a post shared to his Instagram story, Adam22 addressed the 107-page complaint which accuses Big U of operating a mafia-like organization. Among the alleged members of the organization, they are frequent No Jumper guests. And when everybody would kind of be looking at Adam like, niggas, you out here telling, Adam would respond basically saying, look, I had no part to play in any of these arrests.
See a lot of people saying that 22 is the reason why Brick got caught up. Out of here. 22, you know what I do. I put people in position, put them on the podcast, give them jobs, help them make legal money. A lot of the that people are getting caught up for, especially with Brick, it's like, I'm not seeing anything that says anything about stuff that he's done in the last 2 years since he's been with us, right? So, you know, end of the day, I do employ people from the streets. And I guess, you know, people from the streets sometimes get caught up in federal RICO indictments, whatever the this is. And all I can say is that, yes, I may crack a joke here and there. I'm sorry, that's just my sick sense of humor. But end of the day, that's my boy. I'm standing with him. Loose, I got love for Loose too. We're going to be documenting this whole thing, helping him along the way, whatever it is. So anybody acting like this is because of No Jumper? No, No Jumper was the antidote to this bullshit.
So just in the past few weeks, we would see Adam and the whole No Jumper brand in all of these problems, the whole RICO. But the RICO ain't just stop at associates. Adam said that the feds came knocking at his door too.
So much for being fresh. If the feds watching, I made it 41 years into this life before I had involvement, conversation with federal agents. And when they showed up, I was wearing a red Nike Tech. Not exactly the definition of fresh, but I got a crazy update. I'm going to do the Good Diligent podcaster thing, and I'm going to save it for tomorrow at 4 p.m. with Lush and some surprise guests. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. The 22ster has got a big update.
But problems for Adam will come way before this RICO. Not even just legal problems, but problems with No Jumper, the brand itself. Remember what I said, he was super expanding his brand. Well, that was going down back during Rona times, like I said. But expanding this brand wasn't the only problem. Yeah, he expanded the brand too much, but there was a whole other side of costing problems that Adam22 was facing. We would have the whole No Jumper getting sued. I mean, a lawsuit costing them hundreds of thousands of dollars for alleged essay and alleged unlawful termination and defamation.
From speaking to my lawyers about the Uri and Riley situation and the lawsuit that they have filed against me.
You too, right?
And him, and for some reason Josh is even thrown into it, which is kind of baffling.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, so including in this lawsuit and things that were specified in it, it's like 90% things that took place after they stopped working here. Now, you can't, like, all that shit, anything that we said about them after they left could only be part of a lawsuit if it was basically defamation. Now, the standard for defamation is very, very high. So for sure, we've said things about them that probably would sort of enter into that realm because we have said some pretty crazy shit about them. But that being said, you have to prove damages. It's very, very difficult. So 90% of the is bull for it to be included in this lawsuit, because timeline wise, All that shit happened after they left. A harassment or unlawful termination or whatever lawsuit is only going to be able to address things that took place while these people worked here. Now, even the biggest No Jumper hater who was aware of what was going on at No Jumper while they were here, especially if you worked here and you were like really seeing what was going on day to day, we never treated her with any kind of disrespect. Was there disrespect after she left? Sure. But we always treated her with the utmost respect, including going massively out of our way. Remember when big homie was liking her Instagram photos? And we basically like put it on the table. Like, if you're uncomfortable with anything that he's done around you, he's out of here.
Led to a termination of an employee damn near.
Exactly. Like, we took it to an extent of showing her respect that honestly was kind of crazy. Like, the level to which we basically went massively out of our way to make her feel comfortable.
And even though Adam claims this lawsuit wasn't true, the amount it was costing him was really hurting his pockets.
Well, all that stuff hurt the business, but we were still solidly profitable. That is, until the last few months, where we experienced two major L's that we never could have seen coming. First, we lost the No Jumper Instagram. After almost 10 years of building it up and essentially no strikes on our account, we got taken down one day and we still have absolutely no idea why. We've had no luck getting it back despite being in contact with what seems like every Instagram recovery guy on the face of the planet. We were bringing in a very solid amount of cash monthly that was keeping us afloat via selling sponsored posts on the account, and that mostly vanished overnight. And while we've been growing the new No Jumper LA account up ever since and managing to sell sponsored collab posts using my Instagram and the No Jumper LA account, we aren't making anywhere near as much from Instagram now. And second, in addition to that, we have been hit with a bullshit lawsuit from a former employee. Now, essentially everything in this lawsuit is completely fictional, and every lawyer that I've spoken to about it has described this as basically an extortion attempt, but it's still cost us a ton of money already, and it's expected to cost us many hundreds of thousands of dollars to see this through to completion. It's insane to me that a person that we did so much for can just invent some grievances out of thin air and cost us this much money as a result. This person has literally lost every single friend that he used to have when he worked at No Jumper. His streaming career has completely tanked, and he even got kicked off the podcast that he left No Jumper to start. But somehow that's our reality, and we have to fight this rather than just give in to this piece of shit. So as a result of all these circumstances, we are making some changes. Over the last few months, we laid off multiple employees in an attempt to reduce our expenses as much as possible. We closed down our store on Melrose, and we're in the early stages of selling our current warehouse and moving into a smaller space. To be honest, aside from the layoffs, which sucked, I'm pretty happy about a lot of these changes. I've realized that I should have paid more attention to DJ Vlad and kept my overhead as low as possible.
So in the background, we would have all of this adding up. We would have No Jumper in constant controversy. We would have hip hop attacking Adam22, attacking No Jumper. Because if you're really thinking about it, a lot of the hip hop don't respect Adam22. I was thinking about making this a video, but I never got around to it. A lot of hip hop don't respect Adam22. People don't respect Adam22 because how he runs his brand, because of some of the things he done did throughout his time being a part of the hip hop space, and also his image. I mean, a lot of people look at Adam22 and just see the man that be letting his wife get smashed by other men. That's what a lot of people see when they look at Adam22. Not only that, just a couple weeks ago, if you remember, Adam22 was in a whole scamming situation. CoffeeZilla made a whole deep dive into everything that Adam22 did. Basically, Adam22, he came out and he pulled the hog to a girl. This nigga started selling crypto coins. He's selling these coins, people buying into it, which I don't know why, but they were buying into this meme coin by Adam22. People buying, giving his money, giving his money, giving his money. Boom, rug pull, meaning Adam22 basically took all of the money from everybody that was investing into this coin. Maybe not specifically Adam22, the people who are really running the coin. Adam was basically a face to the coin. There's people above him running the coin, but he was the face. So when these people above him basically pulled all the money out of the coins, guess who got the backlash? Not the niggas above him, but the face of the coin, Adam22. He gets into all this controversy. Oh, Adam22 the scammer, Adam22 the scammer. People was looking at him like he was a scammer. So for him to come off of scamming somebody to getting put in the RICO to going broke. That's a crazy situation. And no jumper failing is kind of something people seen coming from a mile away. Just a few years ago, we would have main host, people that would be on this no jumper platform every day, quitting no jumper.
Okay, so I'll get this out of the way first, is that still to this day, I got nothing but love for Blasey. Blasey has announced that he's stepping away from no jumper, specifically disconnected, you know. And it's kind of sad to see, because I really respect him as a designer, as an artist, as a personality. I really think that he's just got, you know, the world ahead of him. Like, he's going to be able to do whatever he wants in his career. But, you know, he was brought on to no jumper through House Phone, and House Phone, I mean, we don't really know exactly where he's at still. We haven't necessarily had like a full conversation with him. The last time that we communicated with him, Josh talked to him on Wednesday, and he seemed pretty enthusiastic about still doing the show. So I don't know if that changed between Wednesday and Thursday, or if he just wasn't having a good day or what. But, you know, the Blasey thing, I assume just kind of comes from that. And so I assume this is the end of Disconnected. We were like losing money on each episode, you know, even with paying them. As soon as we pay them, boom, it's like, it's losing money. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, it kind of felt like from our perspective, this was sort of inevitable at some point. It sucks very badly. Like, the reason why there's so much tension, because, you know, I never wanted to, you know, have anything happen on the show that would make it that hard for House Phone to be on the show.
In one of the biggest situations with no jumper, we'd have Adam22 disrespecting House Phone, one of the previous hosts, mom who passed away. Adam said something slick about House Phone's mom funeral. House Phone ain't like that. Everything went left. He threw the drink on Adam. They was about to get to fighting. It was this whole big situation that was viral everywhere. So with all of this adding up over the years, are you really surprised that no jumper ain't hitting like it used to? Adam said no jumper isn't finished, but he got to move studio. He got to fire a lot of people. He closed down shops and shit that they had going on because it was just too much for no jumper to handle, especially on the budget that they was on. With Adam coming out saying they're officially going broke, who knows what else is to come from this situation? Similar to the person I spoke on in my last video, Cardi B. Over the past years, Cardi B has been in constant controversy. So much controversy that it kind of looks like it's killing her career. The spotlight on Cardi B would go from, oh, she dropped a good song, to, oh, who is she beefing with today? Oh, is she arguing with her baby daddy today? Basically, she killed her own career, and I don't think she can come back from it. You can click the vid on screen right now to find more out about this situation.